SeatStory Cup. We are on the final day. It's going to be top 8 going on. We just had a series ended in quite a spectacular fashion. But we have the next one coming up for you right away. And I'm joined by Firebat and some crazy guy we found on the street. I'm only joking, it is Zule.
Happy Feast of Wintervale.
There we go. You're looking pretty fantastic, to be honest, mate.
I feel fantastic.
Even the tie is the
matches.
icing on the cake. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, we do have the next match coming up. It's going to be Savjz versus Orange, and we are in single limb. This is best of 7 with an additional deck as well that the players have brought. But before we get into that, we've just got a quick sponsor shout out. We do have MIFCOM, Take TV's computer sponsor, and they are awesome. And we're doing something pretty cool for those guys. Take TV want to give a huge thank you to MIFCOM, supporting them all year. And what we're going to do is we want 5,000 likes on the MIFCOM page from you guys at home. And what this will do, if we get 5,000 additional likes this weekend, and we're already a good portion there, we will be able to buy a gaming rig from MIFCOM, and we will send it out to you guys, or to one lucky winner. What you need to do is make sure you like the page. Yeah, not to 5,000 likes. But what you need to do is go onto the page, which is facebook.com/MIFCOM. And then you need to go down to here and find the post from Take TV, which I think by now, this did start on Thursday, so this will require some scrolling. Here we go. It is this post, and what you need to do is comment on this post with whatever you like, but you've got to also make sure you do like that page, and we hit 5,000 by the end of today. I'm sure we can do it, so make sure you go in there and hit that like button, and woo, there we go, Zale.
Sweet, so we can win a free computer, that's what you're telling me.
We can't, but the viewers can.
Dang it, I'm never lucky. Wait, hold on.
No, it's not yet.
It's not.
Not yet. We may have the Throwdown soundboard live for the cast. But yeah, we've got Savjz versus Orange coming up. And I believe we've not seen too much of Orange on the A stream. I think his matches were mainly B stream over the past couple of days. But we have seen a lot from Savjz.
Yeah,
and mainly Savjz's Reno lock. I think he is 9-0 so far with that deck in this tournament.
He's been killing it. You know, he was able to get #1 legend earlier on in the season with Reno lock, and that is his go-to favorite deck. But, yeah, and it is up for him. Orange banned the Rogue. Both players have their Rogues banned. So we will not be seeing any Rogue action. But for all the Reno Lock fans out there, we'll be seeing plenty of Reno Lock piloted by some of the best Reno Lock players in the world. And opening up with it right now, we got Orange on Reno Lock up against what appears to be the Face Shaman from Savjz. How do you feel this matchup breaks down, Zale?
I definitely would rather be the Face Shaman. I thought Savjz's mulligan was interesting. He had the opportunity to keep South Sea deckhand pulling patches into a turn 2 Flame Tongue, which would deal with a coined out Doomsayer and applies some pressure. It does have some vulnerability to like a Mortal Coil, though.
Orange has got a reasonable opening hand here, though. Even Dirty Rat can get some work done early on. Obviously, we can see the Flamery Faceless in hand, which would suck a little bit. But even in terms of this matchup, I feel like Reno Lock can, if they get just a couple of their anti-aggro openers, can be really effective against this deck. And something to point out as well, I was speaking to Savjz last night, as I'm pretty sure the Shaman was the deck he's just barely played at all. He took it because it's a powerful deck. But he was saying to me straight away, he was worried that he might make, just some of the smaller intricacy mistakes, and that might actually lose him a game due to just lack of experience with the new deck.
Yeah, makes sense. His mulligan did seem a little strange. He had a really powerful one right off the keep there, but ended up throwing a lot of those cards back.
So Flame Imp's a strong tempo play, but you probably don't want to take 3 here. Your goal is to... Oh, he does. Okay. Well, I mean...
Tempo's good.
Yeah, the goal here is to live until Reno, right? Because if you play Reno against Aggro, you're probably going to win the game.
He must feel like he's got enough life to be able to do it. So, the downside of the Flame Imp's not too bad with Reno already in your hand.
I think as well, the follow-up with Reno and then the Abyssal Enforcer. Like, Enforcer, the 3 damage, a Hellfire effect, pretty much clears up most of the board, a lot of the time against Aggro Shaman as well. So he does have a bit of a late clear.
Yeah, anything but a Flame Wreath Faceless is going to die. Oh, that's probably the play.
That's a good card here for the situation.
Do you think he was going to go Dirty Rat Flame Imp otherwise? Because that would have been pretty funny.
That would have been disastrous.
I think you really don't want a Dirty Rat against Aggro Shaman until after they've had a chance to play Flame Wreath Faceless, right? You want to kind of test for that.
I think if you've got a Hellfire, it can be okay as well.
He's thinking about not playing the Flame Wreath. He's picking up that Jade Lightning because it's so clean.
He's just trolling you.
Okay. I was scared. I thought he wasn't going to play it.
He's always playing.
Warlock has almost no answer to the Flame Wreath Faceless coming down this early unless they run Blast Crystal or BGH.
Yeah, he beat me with the Blast Crystal Potion.
Okay, so it is in there in the midst of things. He could try and Dirty Rat Doomsayer, maybe get that to go off.
Oh, sorry, that was Savjz's Reno Lock that beat me with Blast Crystal Potion. I don't know about Orange's.
Okay, so, I mean, is the Dirty Rat Doomsayer just the better play just to try and buy time till next turn? Because then he actually has Coin Siphon Soul onto the 7/7, and then Reno if he needs to straight after.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to Reno yet. He's still at 25. I really like Dirty Rat Doomsayer here.
He's just scared maybe another 7/7
Yeah,
comes
there
out.
could be two.
You can't not play because of that, right?
You're in a
gotta play
bad
to win.
spot. You got to play to win, right?
No, he's in a good spot,
Those
but still got to play to
spicy
win.
memes.
Those are spicy memes, Frodan.
All right, so he just gained some good information about the opponent's hand. It's all burn.
Yeah, there's a fire brewing in Savjz's hand.
Oh, wow, and that's just one more added to the list. Double Jade Lightning. You played the game, was it yesterday, when you just drew burn?
Yeah.
That was kind of crazy.
It was enough of it. That was a horrible draw.
It
really
looked
bad.
horrible, but it
But it was
worked
a
out.
sweet matchup.
It was like double Lava Burst, double
Yeah.
Jade Lightning, Lightning Bolt as well.
Yeah.
It was, oh my god, it was crazy.
Well, Savjz can honestly push through a lot of damage here still. Or, well, present a lot of damage on the board. He can clean up this Doomsayer no problem. Even though that's 13 health on the board, he's just got burn, removal, overload, the whole shebang.
So do you think he bolts and weapons the 2/6 and then runs Flame Wreath into the Doomsayer and the Tunnel Trog can go face?
That was the play I was
Jade
looking
Claws to spawn a 1/1, setting up for future Jade Lightnings.
And push face for 5 with that Tunnel Trog. So you take no damage on your board, you clear everything, and you push 5. It's absolutely absurd, but he's thinking about taking this trade instead, which is going to put 2 damage on his Flame Wreath.
I suppose the difference is like with 5 outside of Kazaka's potion.
So he wants to
is there
hold the
anything
weapon,
that's really going to
maybe?
do the 5?
I don't know. Oh, no, he's playing the weapon still, too.
So this preserves his life total to put damage on his Flame Wreath Faceless. He's playing around that Coin Siphon Soul really hard.
That's true. You know, he gains 2 life at the end of the day against Coin Siphon Soul, and he knows, you know what, if they don't have Coin Siphon Soul, or if they don't kill this Flame Wreath Faceless somehow, then...
He's still good, right?
Then you win the game. So
Right.
it doesn't matter the fact that it's taking 2 damage because it doesn't actually make it easier to kill. They still need either Blast Crystal Potion or Siphon or BGH, so...
Well, it could die to something like a Shadow Bolt Coil now that it's at 5.
Okay. Yeah, but it's a 2-card combo.
in Reno.
In Reno, you know, they run all 1-ofs.
Yeah.
And at 2 life, you know, I might buy him more turns with Doomhammer later on or something.
Sure.
He's looking long term.
Okay.
He's
playing around those
in
Leroy
the future
lethals.
already.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, his life total does eventually become somewhat relevant in some scenarios.
yeah, it's...
Well, the problem is,
pretty low importance stuff.
even as the aggressor, if you get yourself down too low, there can be like, if there's a minion on the board, then suddenly just like Leroy PO could just end the game out of nowhere, and that kind of sucks, you know, if you could have prevented just 2 damage or something to push yourself out of that. It's going to get cleaned up, though. Now just a casual 5 damage Jade Lightning to face, why not?
But yeah, if your opponent had Shadow Bolt or Coil, there were opportunities for it to be launched earlier, too. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's actually pretty sick to save that 2 life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How about this Reno on 6? That's pretty sick, too.
Well, you're facing down that monster of a Tunnel Trog, though.
Yeah, you're taking 10 damage on board.
I'm not even
have
sure.
to, though, right?
Yeah, you have to, but like...
I'm
I mean,
pretty sure. I
he
like
could have
this.
like,
Flame him, Shadow Flame, and die.
Mm-hmm.
That's an option.
yeah, that's definitely an option. Could have even like Blast Crystal, Flame Imp, and just dies, you know?
This Tunnel Trog.
Ooh, that's a 4 health minion, so it doesn't die to the upcoming Abyssal Enforcer. Pretty strong.
You have to trade, right, with the Reno? Or like kill off the Reno?
Yeah, you kill it.
Yeah, the Shadow Flame becomes a factor, and...
This spell damage totem's doing some work, though.
Put a 1/1 into it. I like it.
Yeah, this is nice. Guarding that life again.
Boom. And look at this. His Jade is going to be... He's going to get a 4/4 off that 2-mana weapon.
And then he'll draw Aya as well.
Oh, my.
Heck yeah.
He's going to need Aya, though, because he's starting to run out of gas, and Orange is not.
All right, so you could Flame Imp, PO, Shadow Flame. That's a full clear.
I do like it.
Really? You like it over Abyssal here?
Well,
I mean, are you scared of a 3/1?
Yeah, it hits for 3.
3 is...
Well,
Ah, thanks for letting me know.
You hit for 3 on yourself right here, and then you take another 3 against a deck that runs all burn.
And you've got no heal in hand. And
It's
no taunt in
interesting.
hand. You could go either way. Like, this does develop a 6/6. Like, there's a lot of merit to this.
And
play,
now
for
if
sure.
you clear with the Shadow Flame afterwards, yeah, I think you have enough life.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Flame Imp's doing the 3 to you anyway, right?
You're
Patch is
hoping you
showing up.
find another minion to Shadow Flame, right? That you don't have to play Flame Imp ever this game, I guess.
Yeah.
So that Flame Imp pick kind of coming back to bite Orange. He thought he could maybe get it out before Reno and was not able to do so.
Look how close it is. Orange Reno 2 turns ago, and he's down to 9 again.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, there was
maybe 6.
Yeah, there was 10 power on board as the Reno was played, right?
Right.
So already down to 20 just the one turn after.
Yeah.
And because he could clear the Reno so effectively with the Jade Lightning, it means that he didn't even have to put really minions into it. It's crazy.
So what's the play here?
Do you ever, like, not Shadow Flame this?
What?
I'm just thinking, well, he has
Okay.
Blast Crystal Shadow Ball, right?
Okay.
And
okay.
does Blast Crystal from 8 to 8 instead of 8 to 9 next turn, does that really dramatically
Well-
change the game, being 1 mana down?
I mean,
I
not
think Orange is
developing
just
anything
losing
is
here.
sad, though.
It feels like Savjz is pretty favored.
Well, if Orange, goes face, clears the board, top decks Leroy, he wins.
Okay.
He's really close to killing him, actually.
The thing is, there's one Leroy in Orange's deck, and
Mm-hmm.
Savjz's deck is about half burned.
Well, not really half, right? There's
He's used 2 Jade Lightnings.
he's used 2 Jade Lightnings,
Lightning Bolt.
a Lightning
Okay.
Bolt.
Weapons.
He's got a weapon up, so the
I
weapon
think he's
doesn't
got 2
help.
lava bursts.
Some
aggro
people
shaman
run
without
one,
it. Yeah,
and some people run none.
I've seen 0.
Yeah. Wow, he's taking the super defensive route.
I like
There's
it.
a lava burst.
Oh,
Oh
you-
my god.
You do like
2
this.
off lethal.
Okay.
1 off lethal.
Yeah, if you'd have played the Flame Imp, you would have died.
All right, I like hitting with the weapon because you could draw another weapon, right?
Yeah.
It makes deckhand worse. He's still got one of those in his deck.
One deckhand that it makes worse, yeah. But you have
More than
one
one
Spirit
weapon.
Claws, one Jade Claw. So
You might have a Doomhammer in there.
No, it's been both Jade Claws. Yeah, so you have one Spirit Claws, one Doomhammer if you run Doomhammer. Otherwise, it's 1 and 1, and then it's even.
Right.
So, no harm, no foul.
All right, Sylvanas PO would steal that Wrath of Air Totem. Seems like a bit of an overreaction, though.
The one damage doesn't change anything, right?
Maybe it changes like some double lightning bolt lethal or something. I don't know I don't remember exactly
True.
what spell's been used. I think there's been a lightning bolt already.
Yeah, one Lightning Bolt already.
This is safe. Oh well, this is as safe.
As safe as you can get, yeah, for sure.
Plays around Flame Tongue, for instance, to kill that totem.
Yeah, it's worth it, right? What else are you doing with the Shadow Bolt this game? The game's gonna be over.
Mhm.
And that Stoneclaw is actually a problem because now Leroy doesn't do it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it does because of Blast Crystal.
Yep.
Ignore me.
Just gets through it. Might have to
Oh.
Blast Crystal.
Oh, that's such a good draw for Orange. Wow.
Do you Blast Crystal the chicken?
Yeah, I think you might.
I think you gotta
I think
Blast
you
Crystal
might.
the chicken.
Oh my god, Angry Chicken drawing out, premium removal here from Orange potentially.
That chicken is very angry.
It's worth mentioning this Flame Imp.
Oh, wow,
pick
he's
from
not gonna
Orange
do it.
Worked out pretty poorly. There was a Voidwalker there, although it was partly because he thought he needed something to play in the early turns, then he top decked better plays in the early turns. So it became a dead card late where Voidwalker would have been great.
Chicken's getting in 1 chip damage.
Damn you, Chicken.
But,
Oh my god, is Chicken going to provide the 1 damage for lethal? That's the real question. Did he need to Blast Crystal the Chicken?
I mean, if Chicken connects again and he gets a blow,
Oh.
that's going to stop the chicken.
Rip chicken.
Off to the slaughterhouse. Coming to a KFC near you.
Oh my god.
All right, so this is awkward.
I mean, the Demon Wrath doesn't... he needs to play it, right?
Yeah, because it kills a couple things.
Do you ever Blast Crystal
Well,
your Sylvanas to try and
Yeah,
steal a taunt?
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. If you Demon Wrath Blast Crystal?
You could play around Doomhammer.
Yeah.
I think you do it.
Seems sweet.
You're not winning the... like.
You're setting up lethal anyway, right?
Yeah,
So you Demon Wrath, trade with Sylvanas, Blast Crystal your Sylvanas, stealing a taunt, push 8 damage, put him down to 7. You have a taunt up, you set up lethal, it's perfect.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. It's just...
It's pretty good.
It
It's the most
solves the
defensive
puzzle.
Yeah. So what you're looking to do in these spots is set up lethal and be as
Oh.
defensive as possible.
Oh.
Doomhammer could kill him now.
Wow, that's actually super scary.
Uh-oh.
Doomhammer off the
Dun-dun.
top. Okay, no.
Ooh, that's not very good here.
Well, you could just Lava Burst the Sylvanas and play, right?
Yeah?
Ugh.
You still only need to draw 2 damage next turn.
Ugh. We can see that works out horribly against the Blast Crystal Potion.
Yeah.
From Savjz's point of view, it still gives him a reasonable out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just draw lethal and win.
Well, wouldn't we all, Zelaine? Wouldn't we all? Okay, so we know this.
Hey, speaking of drawing lethal and winning.
That is a huge Leroy. There we go. That's my admirable impression for the weekend. This is going to be game. Yeah, Orange off to a reasonable start here. Reno Lock just dominating, I feel. Like this
Oh, yeah.
whole tournament. Like,
It's a crazy deck.
so good.
You know, what's really brought us to the forefront. We didn't even see Kazakis that game, but Kazakis is so good.
Yeah,
Just-
Brand Kazakis.
Oh my god.
It actually changes how you build a deck in a big way because when you have access to Brand Kazakis for matchups where you need late game value, you can actually cut a lot of your tap and still do
Oh, yeah.
well in those
Yeah.
matchups.
We've
and so you
seen-
can kind of tech against aggro.
Yeah. A lot of people have been topping out at even just like
7 Abyssal
yeah,
Enforcer.
the Enforcer, and they just don't have any late game because they're just like, yeah, in the control matchups, you just brand Kazakis, you get 10 mana potions, or even just 2 5s is sometimes
Yeah.
good enough.
Yep.
Just huge tempo swings.
But Savjz has
Here we
locked in his
go.
counter pick. What do you guys think of this deck? So it is going to be the Kunkatun Druid.
It's a very, very interesting deck. You know, the Cold Light Oracles in the build work very well against Reno,
Yeah, that's exactly.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
And the reason it works well against Reno is because Reno often has a large hand, right? So you can make them overdraw potentially, and they waste that draw.
Yeah.
And maybe even like burn a key combo piece. although
and it has double mulch for things like the Giant and whatnot, so you can pretty much always secure the board. This has got to be one of the best decks in the entire game against Reno Lock, and it's teched to be even better against
Yeah.
Reno Lock. It's absolutely insane how good Savjz made this deck against Reno Lock. He really feared Reno Lock in this tournament and just made this homebrew, crazy, loot hoarder, cold light combo deck that just
we
destroys
saw
it.
from we won't see it in this series because it's banned. But in Savjz's Rogue, he's playing like one beneath the ground
Yeah.
just to try and mess with Reno Lock as
Yeah.
well. So he very quickly identified that Reno's power level is extremely high at the moment. Orange getting off to a pretty good start. That Brand Living changes a few things, makes that Twilight Drake pretty much immortal outside of a mulch
Yeah.
at this point.
And he could faceless it the following turn.
Ooh. So trade the loot hoarders into Brand, draw a mulch.
Look at this level of cycle. Oh my god.
Yeah, he can even brand
ball.
coin cold light.
And I feel like
It only draws 1 card to do that for the opponent.
Lunar Visions as well.
Yeah, there's
So
a lot
sick.
of cycle.
It's
Yeah, Savjz's deck is so great in this matchup.
1 mana Cold Light.
He's got to empty
So
his
next turn
hand
he
somehow.
can brand cold light, coin cold light. He would overdraw quite a bit though.
You
So,
get to-
so would the Reno though.
Yeah,
Who
both
cares?
players lose some
Like,
cards.
well, you care a lot. If you
Yeah.
overdraw, your combo pieces,
he's
you're
only
pretty
missing
screwed.
one though.
Well,
I suppose. Yeah, he's only missing one combo
The
piece,
Coon,
which
right?
is the
He's got the
Cthulhu.
Aviana.
Yeah, he's got Aviana. He's got the Cthulhu and got the Brand.
Okay.
yeah.
So
One
this
of the things about the deck is, though, you do not want to play Brand before you play the Cthulhu. So, like, using Brand to cycle is really bad. So even though you would overdraw your opponent a lot of cards, you really want the Brand to combo with Cthulhu for the full amount of damage. there.
In this matchup, yeah,
In this
super
matchup, yeah.
specifically, yeah.
Even the Dark Arakoa, sometimes you want to hold back to combo with everything. So, like, we could even see him just not developing these unless he feels super threatened.
Well, we saw from a match, one of Savjz's earlier matches. He actually drew. He did the combo and then drew Dark Arakoa and a Disciple of Cthulhu to work into that, and Bram
Yeah.
was already down. So
Yeah.
Cthulhu just hit for like 45 or 46 or something, which was just truly ridiculous.
That happened to me. Yeah.
Oh, was that versus you?
I don't know if that kind of thing
Oh,
happened to
right.
me.
Oh,
Savjz
okay.
did that to me with this druid.
His counter deck, though, is experiencing a lot of pressure. And if you look at Orange's hand down there, that is 13 burn laying in wait. Savjz might just be dead.
Things are getting hot.
Yeah, that's actually super scary.
Even if he plays the Arakoa, is he dead?
So what's he?
So he
can
Living Roots and
double
deal
Living
with the
Roots.
Emperor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's got 7 mana and a coin to work with. So if he taunts up,
He's dead?
the Hellfire is pushing like 6 through a taunt.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, because it is 3 to the taunt, then 3 to the face. Then the Drake trades in perfectly, and then the other Drake gets to go face. That's 7 to face right there, and then 10 from Leroy P.O.
You know what?
Holy
Four
smokes.
13 minions from 4 and 5 turns. Are,
Oh, yeah.
are pretty
Yeah.
good.
Reno Lock can do some busted stuff, man. He's digging for potentially the
there's Reno
mulch.
as well.
He runs double mulch. He's not
Didn't find
finding
it.
any of the mulches. Oh, man.
I think Orange is going to win the unfavorable matchup.
This changes
And
everything.
that's the power of Reno Lock. If you draw the right cards, you can kind of beat anything.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
always
look.
been true in the past with Reno Lock, but now it's even better at that. We see Savjz there. He realizes how desperate he is in the situation, and we see him cycling the rats to try and find, that mulch or something, and not able to make it happen, and
just
that's
gonna be
just going to
game.
be GG.
It's worth mentioning, Savjz, I think, set up lethal here. If he got one more turn, he could go Aviana, Coin, Coon, getting mana crystals, and then the other things.
Yeah,
And then
he
do
had
everything.
lethal next
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, right? Brand, Arakoa,
That's
Arakoa,
hilarious.
Cthulhu. That's like...
Well,
or 40 or something.
Well, with 26 health on the board from the Twilight Drakes, it might not be.
Okay.
that health pool is ridiculous.
But the thing is as well, like if Leroy was not in the hand there,
Oh, yeah.
that actually changes everything.
Orange
for
could have just been
Savjz.
dead, yeah.
Yeah. Like, even if he just clears the board, what
Sure.
does Reno Lock do against that kind of size of board? Like it's truly ridiculous. But Savjz losing his counter pick there is going to be rough. So he's shaping into the good old-fashioned Reno mirror, and Savjz feels extremely confident in this matchup because he's just played a hell of a lot of Reno Lock.
Now, do you mulligan Reno in this matchup because there's cards like Mixtress on both sides in the early game? Maybe you don't need the healing anytime soon, and you really value that turn 4 Mountain Giant Twilight Drake type play?
I am not a very well-established Reno Lock player.
Right.
I
Orange
do
did.
it every time.
You keep it every time.
No, I mulligan it every time.
Okay,
in the
so
Reno
did
mirror.
Orange, yeah.
But I've talked with a lot of accomplished Reno Lock players, and they have told me to keep it.
Interesting. So opinions are split.
Yeah, opinions are definitely split on that. It's because it's such a powerful card that you want to have it eventually, but the matchup is actually a lot more about tempo than you think because of the combo that really pressures board-centric things.
And speaking of tempo, Orange has Doomsayer, which is just such a great card in this matchup. Typically, there aren't that many Spellbreakers in Reno Locks these days. It can be tough to deal with it, and it gets you that tempo that you need. It's
got
on board.
the Mountain Giant, the Shambler, and even the PO. Like, PO Shambler shenanigans can get pretty sick.
I mean, though now, like, this.
So this is either a tap or a Doomsayer. Doomsayer setting up for the turn 4 Twilight Drake.
Well,
It's a question of how strong is the opponent's turn 3 play with a coin. They can't coin out Mountain Giant. They could coin out Twilight Drake's usually the strongest thing they would do on this turn.
You would much rather be orange on the other side of the board here with the coin. Because then Doomsayer is way more powerful because you would you would play Doomsayer into their turn 4 with
Mountain
a potential Mountain Giant,
Yeah.
and then you just play yours and it opens up everything for the Warlock. But slightly, on the opposite ends of the board, not working out quite as cleanly for Orange. But now with his Twilight Drake, it means he can answer the Mountain Giant with a Shadow Bolt as well.
Okay, that's a feels bad man answer, but it is an answer.
Well, it's better than leaving a Mountain Giant alive, I think.
You don't take 8. Good point.
Yeah, and plus his Twilight Drake lives.
Yeah, and the funny thing is life totals do matter in this matchup, even though there's Reno on both sides and there's a boatload of healing, just because there's so much burst potential from hand that once you start pressuring their life total, they start having to respect things. Oh, Shadow Flame is an option to clear instead of Shadow Bolting.
There's
Seems
also
worse.
Blast Crystal Potion if you want to discard a lot of mana crystals.
Yeah.
But
That is
it's
pretty
a
tempting.
lot of tempo.
Well, the thing as well is there are no combo pieces in hand for Orange, so he doesn't want to Emperor next turn anyway.
Okay.
So he can probably take, if he wants to Blast Crystal, it wouldn't be like, oh, but hang on, I need to Emperor next turn. One for just playing a 5/5 and also getting the reduction on key cards. So I don't mind this. Yeah, I don't mind
It is the biggest target you're going to get for that, right?
Yep.
In the entire deck.
Argus is it.
Unless, or some like PO Shambler stuff.
Sure, okay.
Or Draxus from Dirty Rat.
And we can see there is PO Shambler in Savjz's hand. Good point, Firebat.
Okay.
So 5 mana, you could coin Emperor. There is a PO in your hand, so it would allow you to do the full combo eventually. The full combo being Leroy PO Faceless. It's 11 mana, so you just need a Emperor discount on any one of those cards or a coin. And
I don't think Savjz is running Soulfire in his list. I don't think so. But yeah, that's some additional reach that some players choose to use as well.
Not really many clean ways to deal with this. And you kind of have to deal with it.
Ooh, yeah, it's not okay to let Emperor get 2 ticks in this matchup. There are some matchups where you can do that when you're just killing your opponent really quickly.
So-
This is not one of those.
So here's the question now. Because Emperor's been played,
Right.
now you can make a read that there's a piece, at least one, in hand.
Okay.
Well,
When do you play Dirty Rat Doomsayer here?
Dirty Rat.
Later.
Or just when
When you
play
can deal
Dirty
with the
Rat?
stuff that you're pulling out of their hand,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
when you can Shadow Flame with it, for instance.
Or
True.
Twisting Nether, or
MC tag.
whenever they play Doomsayer,
There
you
you
can play
go.
Dirty Rat. And
Yeah,
then,
I'm just thinking because there's a piece in hand. If you pull out Faceless, like the game just changes, right?
yeah, well,
Yeah, but you just can't do it right now. You need to do it when you
yeah.
can deal with what's coming out. And like Firebat said, Doomsayer is usually the best time to play a Dirty Rat.
So
Savjz would probably
could
play it.
definitely Dirty Rat here if he wants it.
He could brand the rat, but then he doesn't have brand for Kazakus later.
I love
I think it's
Brand
worth
Dirty
it.
Rat
Yeah,
here.
I think
you
it's
can
worth
kill
it.
2 cards in your opponent's hand.
Yeah, you
Holy
could potentially
crap.
mess up their combo, and the combo is
here we
like
go.
so crucial in this
And
matchup.
Savjz does love his Dirty Rat. So
That
here we
is-
go. It's going to be the refreshment.
Brick.
Oh, okay.
Never lucky.
That went really well for Orange.
He didn't even hit Orange's
Both players
Dirty Rat.
reacted to that.
I mean, the only thing is, it went well for Orange, but now Orange doesn't really have the small heals that can push you outside of combo range. So he's
Sure.
pretty much got Kazaka's potion for armor
And Reno.
or Reno. And Orange is on
Rat.
23, right? And he's seen the Emperor as well. So there's nothing to push him just out of range.
By the way, that Leroy pickup for Orange was great because it means you can play as Emperor and eventually have the 20 damage combo.
Yeah. Even if he didn't pick up Leroy, though, I think you got to play Emperor there. It's an empty board Emperor, so...
Speaking of Emperor discounts, with Soulfire, sometimes you want to get 2 discounts so you can get the full 24 damage combo.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, since he has to play the Emperor anyways, it's particularly important that he picked up a combo piece that turn.
Oh, man. Do you really have to twisting this? He's tapping instead. He's going to hope to find an answer or just ignore it. The hand size from Orange is quite small at the moment.
Yeah.
So he might not get punished too bad.
Well, 6 cards, it's 3 innervates worth of value that the Emperor sticks. And it does it in a way that's kind of like allows for silly combo stuff.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be able to get, like, Brand Dirty Rat into Sylvanas Shadow Flame or what have you later on.
So this turn's probably like tap Hellfire, or do you see something better? Because you want to save the Brand Dirty Rat Sylvanas Shadow Flame for later. You want to save the Leroy for lethal, so Hellfire clears. So yeah, it's just tap Hellfire. And your Emperor gets to go face.
Yeah, I like it. It's a lot of good value.
When Emperor goes face for 5, that's a lot of...
What? How scared are you of actually... So how many cards... so there's a lot of cards still reduced that were reduced from Savjz's Emperor. If he Hellfires, he just dies to combo next turn. If all 3 were hit. Which is something to consider.
I don't think,
Tom.
and then dismiss.
Yeah, now it doesn't matter, right?
I don't know if I would even play this. I'm not sure.
Respecting the all 3 pieces getting discounted is kind of crazy.
But
It's
it's,
a
the,
2-3 in
but
play,
it's
right?
the only way you die.
I'm not worried about that. I don't know.
You're not worried about dying.
No. See, played into the Abyssal Enforcer.
Ah.
Okay, so the Brand Dirty Rat Sylvanas Shadow Flame play is available, and the Sylvanas would be stealing a 6/1 currently if no other...
At worst.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it, yeah.
I mean, if your opponent has Leroy or Faceless, odds are you're pulling it. So,
Yep. We do have a read that he's got a combo piece in hand based on the Emperor being played.
yep. It is kind of blowing a lot of resources, though.
Yeah, it makes the Mountain Giant a lot harder to play.
Yeah, not tapping this turn kind of feels bad.
This is good value, though. Like, it's a lot of resources, but just this play could be game-winning.
So Savjz's Sylvanas hits play first, so it will go off first. So what's going to happen if you Sylvanas Shadow Flame is Savjz's Sylvanas steals the Dirty Rat, and then Orange's Sylvanas steals either the Dirty Rat or
the Brand.
right?
Yeah, or the Brand.
Okay.
Brand doesn't work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so Orange actually, this is really awkward for him.
Yeah, Sylvanas makes things. This makes this much less of a clean play.
Yeah, he was really hoping that there was not Sylvanas. And he didn't get any of the combo pieces from Savjz that he wanted to take.
I'll have it back.
That's the good one.
Okay, that's good.
I think that's the good one.
Yeah, otherwise Mortal Coil and what have you. Still feels bad. And now Orange is down to 2 cards.
Yeah, and they are not playable
Yeah.
cards. In
No.
this game
Those cards are Leroy and an 11
So
mana,
he's-
which will be 10 mana Mountain Giant.
He's basically got no cards, and he's been tapping so little this game, he hasn't really had time to search for Reno too well. There.
And tap into Powerful Armaments doesn't do it, right?
It's funny that Brand Dirty Rat Sylvanas Shadow Flame turn seemed so powerful, but looking at how it panned out, it seemed kind of bad. Like maybe
he had to
he
wait.
had to tap Giant.
Yeah.
Or could he have Brand Dirty Rat and then waited for the Sylvanas clear?
No, you take too much damage on the board, right?
But you soak 6 with Dirty Rat.
Do you? Sometimes you
Look
don't.
at this.
Are you
Oh my
saying
God.
like, oh well, Dirty Rat will get Siphon sold?
I mean, then maybe they Shadow Flame it and like PO and
Is
stuff
Orange
and,
gonna
like,
tap
get a lot of
pass
damage.
on 9 mana here? This is a complete disaster of a turn. Like super.
Defender Vargas.
No.
I mean, it
Oh
is
my
a tempo matchup, but he played it, I think, a little too tempo-oriented, right?
So there's only 2 damage off lethal here for Savjz.
Got a little excited, and
Yeah.
so did we.
We did
about that
too,
Brand
yeah.
Dirty
We were
Rat
looking at
Sylvanas
that,
Shadow
and
Flame.
we were like, holy
is awesome.
smokes, yeah. But it's...
Holy smokes, indeed. Oh my god.
He needed to
Smokes,
wait
he
maybe
needs
for-
something good.
Yeah, he's just dead.
Tap Reno.
Yeah. If the problem is at this point, especially if you use Faceless, then you're just not going to win later, right? It's just going to be a delayed loss at this point. The second rank Bruiser
Keeps him alive.
keeps him up.
Oh, man. Wow. I thought he was going to win. I thought he was in such a great spot.
Yeah, right.
I was like, Brand Dirty Rat, the combo. You got 2 Emperor procs.
But then we realized Savjz just doesn't lose Reno matchups. Like, Savjz just doesn't lose with his Reno lock. Never mind. How are you supposed to win when Savjz can't lose?
That's been the story of the tournament for Savjz. He's just been crushing people left and right with Reno lock. And if you try and take him down with Reno lock against Reno lock, he's going to show you how to play Reno lock.
That's right.
He's said to me multiple times this weekend, eventually someone will ban it from him. And it's just not happening. It's like, which is understandable, of course. You have a lineup based on a specific strategy, right?
Right.
Banning a class based on someone's ability or results with that class probably isn't the most logical play in the world.
I don't know. Sometimes you can't argue with results, though, because
yeah,
you look
true.
at the tournament bracket, you look at everybody that has a counter lineup to Reno that's leaving it up, which means they have some counter for it in their
And they
lineup,
still lose.
and you see how many people this guy's 3-0'd. Eventually, you got to look at those numbers and be like, all right, we probably should ban it. He seems to know what he's doing here.
And on the other side of that, Orange has gone for his Druid now, and it's the Jade
yeah.
Druid, and he's actually...
Whoa, this hand's so good.
This is nuts, yeah.
He's got Coin Wild Growth into Bran, into Jade Spirit. He's got Mulch for a Mountain Giant Twilight
Exactly.
Drake type play.
One of the most important things is just having that mulch. If you have that mulch early game and you have some sort of taunter late game, oftentimes you can get in some scenarios where it's like unlosable for the Jade Druid. The one thing Orange is missing, though, is Cycle. His hand fizzles out really quick right now.
Yeah, he'd like to pick up an Azure Drake for next turn or Nourish.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad.
I think
So we're gonna see
swiping might still be
Woohoo.
better.
The Jade Blossom sets up for Bran Jade Spirit next turn, so I definitely like Jade Blossom.
Still, is that even good with the Imp Gang boss just farming everything?
Yeah, I'm going to run my 1/1 into the Imp Gang boss because I'm hero powering this turn to kill off that remaining 1/1 for the Imp Gang boss.
Okay.
And I Jade Blossom, and next turn I'm going to Brand Jade Spirit and see what happens.
Seems reasonable. I also don't hate swipe into mulch if you expect like a big thing.
He did play Imp Gang boss, so he cannot Mountain Giant next turn. It'd be Twilight Drake is as big as it gets. You can maybe ignore that for a turn.
Yeah, you
no,
can
you probably
probably.
won't.
Hey, he's
Yeah,
going
you got
for
a
it.
Jade
Yeah.
Blossom. Like the ramp is good now and irrelevant later kind of thing.
And it opens up more options for next turn based on what he draws, right?
The Brand Jade Spirit in particular.
Yeah, I mean, well, he has Brand Jade Spirit guaranteed, but then based on what he draws next turn, he could
Yeah.
open up as well. So
Sure.
if he has a Nourish, for example.
I like it.
SM Orc?
He's gonna. I like taking the hero power, like you said. The face damage is irrelevant in this matchup. Eventually, you get 13-13s and 14-14s and 15-15s.
And they don't have twisting.
Yeah. Eventually, you use up all of their AoEs,
Yep.
and then you just have the most ginormous Jade Golems you've ever seen positioned on the board.
And bit of an awkward turn for Savjz. He doesn't have a high pressure Twilight Drake that he'd like to see.
Oh my God! Look at
Just
the
a
look at the
3/5.
voting for what the viewers think will win.
Holy smokes.
Why?
No faith in Orange.
Yeah, Orange is doing well. What?
Can we get some more votes for Orange, please?
I
Come on, he's
like-
actually doing
I
pretty
like
well.
Orange's
There we
position
go.
here. I think Orange is a favorite. No?
In the series, for sure. He's got like one of the most nutty openings against this, and this is like, Savjz's Druid is also extremely stacked against Reno Lock, but I'd say Jade Druid is close to that stacked. Like, it's just absolutely insane once it gets cooking.
I think Orange has a great opening hand and a pretty good matchup. So
I think as well, like, for the Reno Lock to generally win out in this matchup, they have to just heavily curve out, and I think
Yeah.
you need a Twilight Drake or a Mountain Giant.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. It's kind of like
need the
playing
power
against Freeze
minion.
Mage, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
where the Jade Druid is going to kill the Reno Lock eventually. Much
Yeah,
like a
it's
Freeze Mage
guaranteed.
eventually
It's
would
inevitable,
kill you.
yeah.
Well-
So you need to have that you're the beatdown as Reno Lock.
Yeah.
And he's not beating down.
Eventually, though, sometimes the Jade Druid whiffs on maybe like
run
taunters
out
at the
of
end,
stuff.
or you don't run taunters at the end.
Okay.
And then they just kind of go all face, and then you don't have enough to lethal them in one turn, and then they combo you.
Right. And also, you were mentioning Orange needed some cycle. It does look like Orange could just run out of plays here in 2 turns. Like, he's got Brand Jade Spirit for 1 turn, but if he draws some low-impact cards, like Innervade,
Yeah, usually you don't run out of cards because you oftentimes run double Drake, Gadget, double Nourish, and just 6 drops, which are fantastic at this stage of the game. But
Even just Wraths, right? A lot of the
Oh,
time you
yeah.
actually use Wrath to
almost
cycle.
always,
Yeah, exactly.
In this matchup, you're going to want to cycle the Wrath.
so for 2 cards and 7 mana, he got a 2/4, a 2/3, a 4/4, and a 5/5, and he perma-buffed a lot of cards in his deck by +2/+2.
It's good.
I think as well, once you hit 4 and 5 on Jade Golems, you're starting to hit like unmanageable amounts of health, basically. Like now there needs to be like a Shadow Flame. And then once there's a Shadow Flame, you're like, okay, now you need Twisting Nether for the next time I do it. And if you don't have it, I win. If you do have it, I win the turn after.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But not if Orange doesn't draw any cards.
Orange really needs to pick up some card draw here.
Nourish will be pretty reasonable. Even Gadgetzan.
Oh, yeah. Just any card draw. Oh.
Living Roots does not.
Horrible.
Any 6-drop, any Jade card would have been nuts there.
Any other
Like,
card.
Spirit would have been crazy. Because you get a 6/6 and a 7/7, so you start climbing out of Shadow Flame range even.
Yeah.
So I think you're just going to mulch that Emperor and Hero Power and go face.
Oh, no, you don't mulch.
You don't? You want to save it? What are you saving it for?
You save it for the Giant still.
Yeah.
Big things.
I like... Okay, so you're kind
And
of playing
Gadget.
around AoE, you're playing around MC Tech, you're playing around Twisting Nether. Oh, Twisting Nether in particular, right? The Emperor just curves into Twisting Nether is why you trade.
Is Twisting Nether ever going to come down on a board this small, though, versus Jades?
Well, if he didn't trade, it
Sometimes
was
you
going to
have
come down.
to.
If he mulched, it was coming down.
Yeah.
Oh, Kazakus. Okay. So, in this matchup, do you play Kazakus and go for the 10 every time for like the mass polyboard to buy another turn?
I don't want to say every
I would
time.
say, yeah. Every time is kind of huge. The ideal opening in this matchup, is Mountain Giant on 4 into Kazakus on 5, revive the Mountain Giant that just got mulched.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the 1 mana potion. And then you just win. That's like a nut
And
draw
then
for
it's just
Reno Lock.
game.
Yeah. I think we might have a little bit of a spectator bug.
He's thinking about uprooting this Ancient War.
Oh, okay. Sometimes
this
when they
normal?
choose ones, when they play it too fast,
Okay.
it bugs out.
I'll quickly respectate anyway. I think. Yep. 1 second.
So if he uproots, it's like more pressure, but
Oh.
it's suddenly potentially vulnerable.
Can someone tell Orange to let me spectate?
Oh, jeez.
It's okay.
Orange.
We can describe what's. Oh my God! It's uprooted.
He uprooted
He did
it. He's
uproot.
going in.
Quick, some Orange.
And we can see, it doesn't look like Savjz has a great answer to deal 5. He
He
can
mo-
kill it with a Twisting Nether, but Twisting Nether for 1 card feels bad, especially in this matchup with Jade Druid's potential to flood the board anytime.
One of the things you could do here, actually, as Savjz, is maybe just Reno into this, because you get OTK'd in 1 turn anyway.
Okay.
So as long as you don't die from like a swipe after this, I think that's what he's doing. He's tap Renoing. And yeah, I like this a lot because
Cool.
Jade Druid's going to kill you in 1 turn anyway. So it doesn't matter how much health you have once you get towards that point. And this way you can, wait for a better answer or force your opponent to use
again.
additional cards.
Okay.
Oh,
We're
Wild
cycling
Growth
Wild Growth.
without Gadget feels bad. With Gadget again, so much more cycle.
Dude, the combo. 10-5 and a 5-10 to protect it.
Or just double uproot.
Double uproot sets up lethal.
I mean,
That's important.
he's not wrong.
And now you give
Technically correct.
a pretty good faceless target. but-
PO is a big draw for Savjz because he's got that Shadow Flame in hand. PO Shadow Flame. He's even got.
he
He's
could
got
just
Shambler.
He could faceless.
So he could
He can
PO his
PO
Reno,
Shambler.
Shambler his Reno, trade with the Reno, Shadow Flame it. He tried
Shadow
to dirty
Flame the
rat out.
Reno.
He could do all of this, right? Yeah, he can still PO Shambler Shadow Flame. He actually wanted to see a minion off Dirty Rat there because he was just going to die for free to this PO Shadow Flame. So you PO the Reno, you Shambler it for a 3-mana 8/10.
Oh, yeah.
Do-
Then you trade into the 5/10 with your Reno and Shadow Flame it.
Do you ever want to PO the Dirty Rat though?
No, because you have to bump anyway. It's got 10.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess. Oh, he has to go in, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
it's-
sure,
Yeah,
sure.
you
He's
got to
still
trade
rat.
in.
Sure. The attack happens anyway.
It looks like he's thinking about some different line here. I don't know.
So sometimes people like, wow.
He wants to hold on to the combo. He
Okay.
wants the burst.
Well, he used Faceless, so he used the part of the
Oh,
combo,
yeah,
I
he
guess.
used part of the burst. He wants to hold on to the PO for burst, I guess.
Seems like an 8/10 would be good here. Oh, you know what else is good is Gadgetzan Auctioneer.
Wow.
To turn these awkward cards into some sweet Jade stuff. I think his Jades are up to like 6/6, maybe bigger.
I think the 6/6.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably puts orange on mulch. That's why he doesn't make the big minion here, right? Like, he's expecting mulch to be in orange's hand.
Okay.
So now he's going to get rewarded because later on he can PO Shambler after orange uses the mulch here, for example, because he feels threatened.
Okay, so Wrath for a card, dealing 1/2. I'm gonna say Reno.
You might have to mulch. You want to try and make the Gadgetzan live, right?
There's
Okay.
no way it lives against that. The hand of a Reno this big.
But it does make Savjz's turn a little bit more awkward. It constrains his options. He's gonna be able to
Oh.
get. So Prophet Velen makes your life tap deal 4 self damage, I believe.
That's sick.
So you wanna tap first.
Oh. Unless
Well, he's just shadow bolting this turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Shadow Bolt for 8.
Wow.
Yeah. Such overkill.
Has Savjz used Hellfire yet?
Dude, you can get the
I think
Kazak.
so.
You can do 16 with the Kazakus potion on 10 mana.
Oh.
Double damage Kazakus potions. That's dirty.
Seems good. Oh my god, imagine the AoE. Could
Like-
do the 12 damage bolt click.
How much does the 5 mana one do?
4.
4?
So you
So you can do 8 with it? So can he set up lethal for next turn? So he's got 8, 15.
Oh, hang
yeah.
on. Sorry, no, the direct damage is 5. I thought you meant the AoE.
Oh,
Direct damage
5?
is 5, so you can do 10 with the
Yeah,
5
he
mana.
can. If he plays the Velen out this turn, Shadow Bolts goes face, then Kazakus Potion 5 for damage. He's got lethal next turn.
So to give you guys an example of why it was worthwhile to
Oh,
project
my.
a gadget on board, it prevented Savjz from going Velen Shambler this turn,
Okay.
for instance. That would have been a powerful play.
Well,
Yeah.
also as well, he could
Is-
even... far range.
Sets up the lethal.
Oh, yeah. It's...
The card draw, he's finding it so
Too
late.
little, too late.
Yeah. Usually at this point, you want to already have Golem secured.
Yeah, well, these are the turns you're saying to Savjz, you have to clear, you have to clear, you have to clear.
And
But it's just too little, too late, I think, now.
He's got the heal. He's got the Innervate with the Nourish next turn, so he's going to have action on it. But
6 is lethal,
Oh.
so Leroy. Nope.
Well, he can still...
he can still Kazakus Potion for 5 and PO for lethal, right?
Kazakus Potion for 5 can deal 6 damage.
Oh, no. All right, it's 1 off. 1 damage off lethal with the Kazakus Potion.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and even if he went...
Tap for Leroy lethal, right?
Even if he meant one mana Kazakus Potion for the 3 damage, which would be 6 from Velen, like, he would still be a little bit short.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't
still
have
just
handful
a
of it.
combo he can do on 1 turn, if he needs to. Which actually wouldn't mind that. Because if he plays Kazakus now, he's hitting face, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's hitting face every time, so he can play Kazakus for 1 mana. Next turn, he can have PO, Velen, and the 1 mana deal direct
Well,
damage.
Why not
for
just
6.
play Velen?
Second mulch?
So
I mean, he would
I
mulch
think you
the
want to
6.
Shadow Bolt the Azure Drake is why you don't Velen this turn.
Okay, yeah, so you can push the damage. I was thinking just Shadow Bolt the Azure Drake, drop the Velen, screw tapping, let go.
Okay.
I'm a bit more of an aggressive player than Savjz. He's got this whole control game planned out.
I do like the aggro line there, but so Orange can make a big board, but I think he's gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah. Blast Crystal Potion beats the taunt. He can heal for 8 here, going up to 18. Squeezing the hero power, you go to 19.
No, he's taking more than that.
Well, he can
he's dead.
heal and just play this. The Spirit is probably the go-to play, right? Even though he's dead anyway.
I do think that's the best line on the board, but, you know, typically speaking, Jade Druid dominates this matchup, but unable to get the cycle.
Lose. he just doesn't lose with Reno.
He had a great opening, too, but no draw to follow it up. Ran out of steam, and
I don't even know why
was
Savjz locks in any other deck to start a series.
Dude, Twitch chat was right. They were saying Savjz is going to win the whole
Yeah.
time. I always thought Orange was favored, like looking at the early turns.
What do
Orange
we
had a huge
know?
lead, but then he just had those blank turns where he didn't have anything to
Yeah.
do with his mana. Not enough card draw.
not enough.
He's just playing Velen because he can.
Oh, man.
Good meme, good meme. Orange is a good support about it. He smiles.
All right, so what does Orange have left in his lineup to try and counteract this Reno? What do you
He has the Shaman and the Warrior.
what do you think is his go-to to try and make this happen?
Probably Shaman.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good aggressive class. Warrior, I don't know which Warrior he has, but Dragon Warrior's been kind of popular, and it's a little bit slower against Reno Lock than the Shaman. The Shaman has more burst potential from hand, which can make the Reno less impactful. Also, the early Flame Wreath Faceless can be really difficult for Reno Lock to handle.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But neither of those decks, particularly what you want to be playing against Reno, he already played what he wanted to play against Reno, and he
Yeah.
wasn't able to find success with it. The Druid fell short. Uh-oh.
I like playing Shaman against Reno. I'm pretty happy with that matchup.
Pretty happy.
Would you have always picked Jade first, though?
Oh,
to
yeah.
Reno?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Jade's just like designed to get the job done, but we've seen the Druids on both sides that are designed to get the job done fall short. Maybe Druid's not that strong of a class after the latest expansion.
Yeah, which is a little bit surprising. Druid's kind of been on top in Hearthstone for a couple years.
Yeah, it's been like the best or second best or third best class since like the beginning of time.
Yeah, you won a world championship with it, and it did not slow down since then.
Yeah, it's been good.
So deckhand in a Flame Tongue for Orange. Let's see if he keeps it. Savjz threw this opening away.
I love this opening. Like
I think it's great.
A little weak to Mortal Coil, but if they don't have it, it's so much damage, and he keeps it.
Yeah.
So you see some differences in play style there. Savjz mulligans that opening away, exact same card setup, and Orange keeps it.
I like keeping it.
Yeah. It's the most aggressive way to do it, right?
One of the key things on your mind in the early turns as Aggro Shaman against Reno Lock is, can I deal with a Doomsayer? And the most important thing is just, how do I do the most damage? But can I deal with the Doomsayer is also kind of important.
This is a lot of damage represented, yeah.
It deals with Doomsayer, and it's a lot.
And the problem is as well, he's still one turn away from coining out Hellfire, and Hellfire is obviously going to do damage to yourself, so...
Oh, you gotta maybe just drop the Sun Field?
Yeah, I don't think you can coin out the Gang Boss, so...
I mean, no, because you want to coin Hellfire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would tap, personally. You got the Mountain Giant in hand.
You're punching yourself in the face.
Yeah,
you tap with no heal?
I think we're never playing this Mountain Giant the whole game. I think we just, ship that guy home. We give up on that dream and just, woo, that's done. And we just move on to the next plan.
Okay. Thanks for showing up, Mountain Giant.
Thanks for being here.
Not tonight.
But no, too much.
I actually cut Mountain Giant for my Reno Lock, which I think most players think is crazy, and I think I do regret it for this tournament based on how lineups panned out.
The mirror. You're gonna want that guy.
I was banning the mirror.
Oh, okay.
That's my strategy.
Sure.
So I was expecting more like aggro Pirate Warrior, and against Shaman as well. The Mountain Giant's just a dead card. But
against Shaman, but like against all the other all the bad matchups for Reno Lock, it's like if you have Mountain Giant on 4, sometimes you win. Right?
Yeah, there was more Rogue and Freeze Mage and that kind of stuff than I was expecting, and so I do regret not having the Mountain Giant. But in this kind of matchup, you're glad to not have it. You're glad to have some useful Gang
Boss.
He's thinking Hellfire might just be too slow. I might agree with him. You might have to go Gang Boss into Shadow Bolt. You might even just Shadow Bolt. Oh, no, he's gonna.
Wow, the no tap on turn 2.
He's gonna Hellfire.
Okay, so he's relying on the Sun Fury later on, being the last ditch wall, right? I'm just gonna put something in the way later on, and
you gotta like Orange's keep seeing this play. Turn 2, Savjz values 2 health over a card.
Yeah.
Straight up floats the 2 mana instead of tapping. I'm not sure if I've ever seen this before. You've seen it? The turn two pass, no tap, because I
haven't seen it.
This is my first time ever. I've been playing Hearthstone a lot.
No.
It's a lot of pressure coming at you.
I think it's reasonable. I would not have considered it, but it's awesome.
And based on that turn, do you think Orange is actually just going to go for Spirit Claw Hero Power this turn and just not go wider on the board? He's doing a lot of damage, and Savjz just didn't use the coin on a 3-drop. He just didn't even tap. So you've got to think there's a turn 4 answer or a 4 mana answer, and that is more often than not Hellfire.
I like what you're saying there, Raven. You're saying that Savjz's play kind of advertises Hellfire in hand, and Orange can pick up on that and play around it.
Yeah.
You could also not hero power because of MC Tech.
That's true. Yeah, I was just thinking you want that sweet 3 attack with the spell damage, but yeah, I mean this literally just plays around everything that Orange could possibly play around.
This is beautiful. This is some high level Hearthstone on both sides. As early as turn 2 and 3, I don't think any ladder player almost would be considering either of these plays.
Well, it depends how much stream sniping they're doing.
Okay.
But these guys obviously just able to make the stone cold reads, play around lots of stuff.
If he got spell damage totem and attacked, did that just open up for lethal next turn? If it wasn't MCT, because
so
he's not even going for the Hellfire.
3 additional damage.
It would be 2 additional damage. He'd be at 12, and then this turn he would have 6. So no, it didn't set up.
Oh yeah, it was because the spell damage totem would die, right? Yeah.
He holds back the Hellfire.
What?
Orange rolls spell power.
This is top-notch casting. He held back the Hellfire.
He's saving the coin for Reno. He's conceded.
He's not going to make it.
Well, maybe the coin gets him there.
Now
the coin on 4?
Orange plays the Buccaneer this turn because now he's
just
care about Hellfire.
GG.
Yeah.
Aggro Shaman. Pretty good deck.
Holy smokes.
Those were some really cool early turns there. I did feel that the coin Hellfire was just needed as a last-ditch attempt because he kept the Sun Fury. So you'd imagine your turn 5 is Gang Boss Sun Fury, right?
I think he needed to play the Sun Fury that turn. Just soak up any amount of damage.
Yeah,
right?
but if he didn't play it, then I think he could afford to coin Hellfire, and then he can go into just something else for turn 4, right? Because he drew it to Peddler, for example. I don't know. It's a long shot, but I think that the second pass on the Hellfire was heavy. That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage, yeah.
So that was one of my favorite games this tournament. It was only 5 turns long. It was just a turn 5 lethal, like a butchering, but so much happened in those early turns. I thought that was really cool.
I mean, for sure.
Now we're going to see Savjz's last deck. This will be now.
We can see Flame Wreath Faceless not nearly as good against Priest as it is against Reno Lock because of that Shatter of Death in Savjz's hand. So, and Orange keeps
Savjz actually kept it.
Usually, he kept the death?
I think he kept the death.
Really? That's an interesting
I
mulligan.
think so.
Well, Orange kept 2 Flame Wreath Faceless, so like maybe he's got the read on Orange. Maybe he's been watching Orange's play, knows he keeps Flame Wreath Faceless in this matchup, and so he keeps Death as a result.
Tap.
This is a heavy hand for Tap, man.
Yeah.
Well, so much mana to play.
Planning to take
It's something. Something we were discussing in the last series, that the combination of Overload and Live Tap means that a lot of the time, it's shame when you don't really get much done until the very, very late game, and then is it too late? But to be fair, he was given Rogue and Warrior hero powers, which...
Well, Rogue's not too bad.
So Orange taps so that he can coin the Flame Wreath Faceless next turn. His other plays would overload him.
Yeah, he's committed to it. Looks like coin Flame Wreath Faceless into Jade Claws or Flame Tongue into another Flame Wreath is the path he's going to take. Ooh, Dragonfire Potion in the hand for Savjz. That's been a card that's been on the fence for a lot of players. A lot of players have been taking it out lately. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I caught it myself. The issue with it is just that Dragon Priest is so often ahead on board that it's making trades and clearing the opponent's board every turn. So the opponent never develops a big board to actually use AoE effectively against.
Okay.
That's the thing.
But
and a lot of the time as well, by the time when you're behind and you use Dragonfire Potion, okay, you might clear the board, but then they have the initiative on that turn, and then can you ever actually catch up as Dragon Priest, right? You're playing slow, clunky minions.
It's crazy. It shows, like, even though the card Dragonfire Potion is so strong and it's so kind of synergistic with the, like, destroy non-dragons, it still just doesn't fit the deck. It shows how important
Based
that
on the
is
current
cards
meta
fit
as
the
well,
deck.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
all right. All of these reasons aside, then why do you think Savjz is playing with it and doing so well in the tournament?
It's powerful.
It's powerful.
Because he's been playing Reno Lock and winning. He's not even playing Priest.
Okay. But
So based on the Dragonfire tech in Priest, how well do you think this is effective Savjz's win rate with his Reno Lock?
it's good against Rogue, right?
It is good against Rogue.
That's what I'm trying to dig at. Is like everyone started bringing back Rogue. Priest is actually almost good enough to beat Rogue. Maybe this Dragonfire Potion tech from Savjz pushes that over the edge.
Savjz's win rate with Dragon Priest this tournament is like 0-3 or something.
Yeah, so it's great against Rogue because it clears everything but Azure Drake, and it kills it even if it's concealed, right? It doesn't kill a big Edwin either, or a big questing, but it kills all the Tomb Pillagers and Gadget Hands that are concealed, which is a big deal.
It's a cool card.
So now Savjz is starting to gain that board. The Bookworm really good, just a pain to deal with, and actually deals with a hell of a lot of the Shaman minions. And we can see the Shadow Word Death is going to blow this turn right out the water if Orange chooses that Flame Wreath. I don't even think Orange is in the wrong for playing this, right?
No.
You think you just go for it.
Yeah.
It's it would need to be the second death. It's the second
it's
Flame
just
Wreath.
not likely.
I don't know about Orange's mulligan this game is the one thing I'm concerned
What, the
with.
double Flame Wreath keep?
Yeah. I think one of the highest win rate ways to play the matchup, honestly, is to get ahead early with Pirates and just secure a Flame Tongue. Because they have 2 1-drops, or like 4 1-drops, I guess, if you count Northshire Cleric. And if you go like turn 1 Pirate into Flame Tongue, you kill their 1 minion and you protect your Flame Tongue. If they don't have Pain, you just keep value trading with Flame Tongue for the whole game and you actually outvalue their board. And even though they have such high health minions, Flame Tongue just fixes that.
And even if they do Pain the Flame Tongue, well, that's their turn, right? And then you just play something else. Yeah.
So I think it's ambitious to go for the double Flame Wreath because even if 1 sticks, the tempo loss of the first one getting deathed usually means they recover still.
Okay.
So it's a bold strategy in my opinion, but it's a bad matchup for Shaman.
Okay.
So sometimes you got to take bold strategies in bad matchups.
I could see that. And we can see that Orange has a bunch of charges with his Flame Tongue here.
Okay. This could start I could start slotting in a lot of
He's gonna
damage.
set it up for next turn.
Yeah. I think you can take this slow.
Unfortunately for Orange, he's got 6 charges of weapons in his hand and 2 equipped, so 8 charges of weapons total. That's not pretty.
Oh.
Lava Burst. Okay. I mean, that's a nice card. Look at Orange's life. He's on 19, and now suddenly Savjz has an additional 5 damage out of nowhere.
Yeah, people don't play around Burst from Priest, so the Lava Burst is unexpected and more powerful.
Even with the Operative, you just can't, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just, maybe. Oh my God.
Malicos Lava Burst.
We want it. Okay,
Yeah.
Savjz, live the dream.
Goose Holy Nova. Yeah, Goose curves into Holy Nova Lava Burst. That's just...
We should get an admin to contact Savjz and say, okay, yeah, so we've decided the only way you're allowed to actually win this game is with Malygos into Lava Burst. Because it's what we all really want to see.
It looks like he's winning a little bit too quickly.
Yeah.
He's just going to kill him next
Just
turn.
pass Savjz. It's fine. We'll get there.
Okay, so if you Flame Tongue, you Feral Spirits first, okay, for better positioning. Then you Flame Tongue in the middle of that.
Okay.
Then you Deckhand next to the Flame Tongue, running into that 3/4 Twilight Guardian.
Makes sense to me.
Then you Patches next to the Flame Tongue and run it into the 2/3 Twilight Whelp or the 3/1. Probably the...
You got to do the 2/3.
2/3, yeah, 'cause you're
facing
facing
with
the
your
3/1.
face, yeah.
There you
It's
go.
a nice little cleanup turn. You got nice 4 health minions, 4
Sequencing was
attack
on
minions.
point as well, so nice.
Hold on.
The swing.
Goose.
Mally Gus.
Yeah.
Mally
You just
Gus.
drop the Mally,
Yeah.
drop the base.
How good's Dragonfire Potion? You may as well just kill
No,
everything.
Goose. Shut up.
You could just... Your Dragonfire Potion is actually sick here.
Yeah, it's
I meant the
probably right
Dragonfire
play.
after Malygos.
Oh.
No, yeah.
Just for the power.
Yeah, Savjz is here to win the tournament. not-
Yeah.
Ah, it's not what he told me.
Never for memes.
Oh, Savjz. I'm going to have words with him after this match.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why even take the Mally then? He should have took the 6/4, right? And then you'd clear and play a 0-mana 6/4.
I think it was like a 3-mana 6/4.
Yeah, okay.
2 mana? It killed
What?
one of his own guys and 3 opponent guys. 2 mana 6/4.
Oh, happy feast of Wintervale. Savjz evens up the series 3-3, and we're going all the way. Second
All the
series
way.
of the day. And
It's
they
been a
both
sweet
have gone to
series.
best of 7, like full best of 7
I mean,
potential.
it's the top 8. Expect nothing less. Yeah. So what do we got left here? What are we looking at? We got Savjz rocking the Priest with Dragonfire Potion. He did have to give away that tech to Orange, so that is valuable information that Orange now has. And Orange is left with the Warrior, right?
I think it's dragons, but I feel like whenever I do that, it's going to not be. But we'll see.
Gotta
it is Dragons. Good call, Raven.
Okay.
I would say Dragon Warrior slightly favored
Same.
against the Dragon Priest. The weapons are good at getting the board.
Exactly what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
man. And also, if you just go like dude into frothing, it tends to work out really
Oh, yeah,
well.
yeah. If they don't have the pain for the frothing, or if you're able to take value trades the turn you play it, that thing gets out of control quick.
A lot of times you can set it up to where you make some amount of trades before you play frothing and
Yeah,
some amount after. So the
it's
frothing's at a
4.
4/4, and they can't pain it, they can't death it, it's going to stick around.
Then they get
a value
punched
trade in. And then they still
really
have to deal
hard
with
the
it.
turn after.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. He's got the opening, too.
Yeah,
no
after-
War Axe, but, you know,
And the Zoths.
It's a monkey
Yeah.
instead of a frothing. He's not dead yet.
yeah.
So Savjz
Oh.
is not going. Wow.
Wow.
That's disgusting. This is how I got knocked out by JJ.
This is a pretty powerful opening. Holy Nova is a ways away
Yeah.
to deal with this board.
So now, Orange not attacking with the Rusty Hook. I think it's a good play considering the Buccaneers need the weapon to be around, but it does give
Okay.
some information to Savjz that there's probably no Fiery War Axe or
Yeah.
second first mate in Orange's hand.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're playing against the N'Zoth's first mate, you want to pay attention to whether they attack or not and what kind of insight that gives you into what cards are in their hand.
Yeah, and also Orange has plenty of time to draw another dragon for Twilight Guardian if he really needs to, or just something else to play. A Corcoran, Alex Straz's champion, even a Corruptor for turn 5. So he's looking really good. This monkey's going to be almost certainly a snap play. There we go. Has a Corruptor, so doesn't have a turn 4 play as of yet, but still has a dragon for the Corruptor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he draws a dragon, he's in great shape.
Oh, if he draws dragon, he's feeling fantastic.
There's no AoE that can come down before turn 5, so these should all be going to the face.
And even then, you know, there's like the follow-up's still there for Orange. You know, Holy Nova comes down great. But what about the rest of his cards?
So is he close enough to lethal that the weapon goes face for one here?
I think you do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Why,
ended
why
this
not,
game.
right?
Buccaneers, a good card.
Yeah, wow.
Bookworm, not going to do it.
He had 9 attack developed on turn 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Smorkstone.
basically a
Powered
triple
shield
flame
for
Yeah.
something.
The triple
I
flame
mean-
up opener. Twilight Guardian? Maybe slow some down something? Nothing good enough.
Oh, wow. So that's...
Very
Oh,
my.
my. He's perfect curving. He just keeps going. All face again, right?
I mean, this
Yeah.
is
they
the
can't even
exact,
Holy Nova.
exact draw. Maybe frothing instead of monkey, but other than that, the exact draw you're looking for here.
Yeah,
This
you-
is insane.
You can't do anything against this. You just lose.
You'd be surprised how often Dragon Warrior gets crazy looking draws like this. Maybe not quite this strong that often, but I mean, there's also Alex Strauss's champion for like the really broken
Okay.
openers. There's also Frothing Berserker. So there's multiple really broken early game cards that he didn't even hit. And
I
he
mean,
had this strong of a
I
draw.
feel like even if the second Buccaneer didn't exist, and even if there was just a blank card like a Draconic Crusher, right?
Right.
I still feel that Savjz would be in some major problems here.
Savjz is dying to Dragon Pirate Warrior even faster than regular Pirate Warrior kills people most of the time.
Yeah.
That's ugh.
Well played. What a way to go. Savjz gets knocked out. Great performance from him overall, but Orange, very close series, but that last game was very, very one-sided. He does move on to top 4. He's got to be feeling good about that.
Yeah. Congratulations to Orange, former teammate of mine. It did feel like he had probably the lineup advantage. What do you think about that?
Definitely going into the last game, I think he was a slight favorite. How things kind of panned out. Yeah, he was counter queuing the whole way, right?
Yeah.
Like he got off to an early lead, which helped him be able to counter queue the whole way. But you know, he had the Jade Druid lineup. Both Druids kind of failed, but everything else kind of counter queued.
Yep.
And then he had the Reno Lockmere. So seems good to me.
So,
Orange.
winner's interview?
Yeah, come and
interview.
sit down, Orange. Join us on the sofa.
Hey, what up, guys?
Hey,
How's it going?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah. Up until the last game, anyway.
Oh, well, last game, I pretty much drew the nuts, but
Yeah. Did drawing that well make you vomit in your mouth a little bit?
yeah, a little. I'm trying to keep it in.
fire back with the hard-hitting interview questions.
I mean, I just played a game. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even a nut draw. Like, you could have had Frothing Berserker, for instance.
Yeah,
It was just
It
really
wasn't
good.
even a nut draw.
It was just really good.
The
It was just
takeaway
really
is
good.
that I got pretty unlucky.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
no,
sure.
No, but seriously, I think there was like, maybe not that game, but I think there were a lot of interesting points in that series overall. Like, I really, really like the series just because I thought there were a lot of interesting decisions that came out from both sides.
I thought one of the most interesting games was the one where I think you lethaled him on turn 5 with
Yeah, the
Aggro
Shaman
Shaman,
and the Warlock,
Where
yeah.
on turn 2, he just skipped past the turn, no life tap. He valued 2 life over a card.
Yeah, that was really weird. It took me a very, very hard time to figure out what that turn meant, because he also kept 2 cards in his opener.
Right.
So I assumed at the point, like cards that he could keep would be some of the sweepers, say Demon Wrath, Hellfire, or Mind Control tech. And also, I assumed that one of them was Reno at that point. So it was really hard for me when he didn't do anything on turn 2. I had to figure out what made that the optimal play and how to play around in that. That's why I skipped my hero power as well.
Yeah.
Because-
MC Tech.
We saw that and we appreciated it. That was
MC
nice.
Tech was a big one. It was not like only MC Tech, but it's also like what I put him on, having in hand. Like there's no value in me. If it's say Hellfire, there's absolutely no value in me hero powering either.
Well, you potentially
I
can
can potentially get
The spell damage for the more attack, yeah.
But I don't think
the downside of MC Tech's not worth the upside
exactly. I was actually surprised to see that it had Shadow Bolt, because I assumed that he would have coined that. That was one of the things that I was considering.
Yeah, the
He
problem
was
was as well.
debating on it for a long time.
He had Hellfire, so it was like the skip turn 2, because he could have played the Sun Fury Protector on turn 2 just as a 2-drop, and then coined into the Hellfire, but he skipped the Sun Fury and skipped everything to what we thought coined into Hellfire, but then he actually ended up skipping that coin turn, and then I think because of that, everything was just one bit too little bit too late, because you had Lava Burst.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was really.
It was a super cool game to watch, though. You know, as you were saying, you were like, "Oh, this is one of the favorite games you've seen all weekend," just because it was super short but really interesting couple of turns.
Speaks a lot about the game, that a game that ends on turn 5. There's like so many points, so many decisions to be made.
Yeah, but no, congratulations. Moving on through the tournament. It was really a cool series to cast. Enjoyed it quite a lot. Thanks a lot for casting with me, guys, as well. It was a lot of fun, as always. We are going to go to a very short break while we set up the next match of the day. So don't go anywhere, guys. This is SeatStory.